right, Chris. And how old are you?
73.
What brings you to the forum this morning?
Well, today we come here to for our Forces Day event, which is getting a table out and showing what we can do for ex-service personnel in Wythenshawe and Northern London.
So, as a Wythenshawe person, what do you like about where you live?
Well, I like the people I'm with, but when we first came to Wythenshawe, it was a lovely place because I came from the poor part of Manchester. When I came here, it was a lovely place. All the trees, the grass. I thought I was in heaven. But over the time, with people getting poorer, it seemed to, go down the hill. But the people are still great.
Yeah, I think that's a theme that's come through, the community. But also, the garden city of Wythenshawe doesn't seem to be loved as much or maintained as much as it was in the day.
Yeah. Years ago, I used to work, say, at Kipling's, and I had to work long hours to make my money. Today's people are struggling just as much, but the money doesn't go far enough, so people can't afford to, let's say, buy a shovel, I suppose, or a spade to dig the garden over or cut it. With me, I've been lucky enough to get the stuff, so sometimes I lend the stuff to other people, as long as I get it back in one piece.
It's funny you said that, because we've had one of those ideas that people in a certain avenue or a drive or a street or whatever might have difficulty doing the garden. So not only can they borrow gardening equipment, someone might help them with their garden. So that's nice, and that's what the 20 million is about. It's about how does it impact on your community? How does it impact on your neighbourhood? And these are why we're asking these questions. They might seem quite simple questions, but then it sort of uncovers things that really need to be said.
I think people in general, people want to look at have they got a future, because for the last 20 years I noticed is that people just got nothing to look forward to. They're struggling after things are getting worse and worse. But I'd like it changing. Like hospitals, I noticed hospitals have changed, because I was very poorly not long ago, and I got seen more or less straight away. And I think that's happening all the time. When I go to a hospital, I go early in the morning. They book me an appointment. In the past, I used to go late on in the day, and then you wait there all day. Now they're asking me, can you turn up at 8 o'clock? Which I think is great. The only problem I've got to pay me £2 on the bus.
What could you change in your neighbourhood, if you could? What would you like to change in your neighbourhood?
Well, I like people to got something to look forward to. I'm in my twilight years now, so all I'm interested in is the young ones, grandkids, and in the 20s. And at the moment, I don't see anything for them, but I want to see changes for them, so they can get a place of their own, they can get a decent paid job. But that's the kind of thing I'd like to see. Yeah.
So if you could wave a wand in your area, what would have the biggest impact on your community?
Clear the streets. What I find, you get a lot of litter, but when they mow the grass verge outside my house, they leave the grass and it stays there. I just come back from Arnhem, and where you get the grass cut, where they cut the grass, there's no cuttings at the edge. Where you come to Wythenshawe, you see all the cuttings all dried at the edge. It looks a bit of a mess, but you could do with sprucing up a bit, and I think people will probably take a bit of pride. People must notice it, or they got used to it, they don't notice it.
You said, I've just come back from Arnhem, so tell me about it.
Well, I went to Arnhem, and the streets are spotless. And what I did notice is that we went out for the meal. We went in, I thought, what's that bloke over there in his overalls? I couldn't believe what he's doing. I thought he's odd. Anyway, he was in there having a meal and a couple of drinks. And when they come out, they scarified the road. They took all the tarmac off the road, a very long road. And I couldn't understand why they did it, because there was no potholes. It was spotless. But when they went to the hotel, when I got up in the morning, it was tarmacked. Didn't hear the thing. And all the markings out, they'd done everything. And here, it takes for weeks, forever. So in other words, people have got to, I think, management, and I think workforce, you've got to up your game now. The trains were on time, and they just glide. Double-decker trains. I look at it, we're way behind everywhere else. But it's nice to see other countries. I had a chance, so I went.
So tell our listeners why you go to Arnhem. Why is it important?
If you've seen the film, The Bridge Too Far, where the blokes got parachuted down, so we had a tour around. the areas where the main battles took place. But when we looked at the bridges and looked at some buildings, you can see all the pot marks in it. But when you put your finger in, you can feel the rounds are still in. We went to the cemetery as well, and lucky enough, I was mentioning this to somebody when we went to, we go to the cathedral now and again in Manchester, and I saw a friend there. I was telling him he was going down and went, "Oh, can you use a favour, lay a wreath?" Well, I couldn't lay a wreath because he was too poorly. But anyway, I took a cross, put it on his relation's grave, and I took a photograph, and I'd come home, got it framed, and it was over the moon.
Oh, that's
I've still got a picture, but it didn't cost a lot of money. But it's, for him, it meant something.
Yeah. What would you change about where you live?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No. I think there should be more things that the children could do. There's nothing for the children now. They shut the cinemas down. There's not much for the children.
I think they could do those road sweepers going round more often than they do, because as you're coming round onto Bowland Road, that road was all spotless. Now you're tripping over everything.
We do have the litter pickers, which should do a good job, but it's overwhelming for them. It does get forgotten about.
Definitely change what the streets look like. All the roads are bumpy and everything, the paths are bumpy and walking. It's not good for my nana.
What's your name, please?
My name's Kath Robinson.
And how old are you?
I'm 80.
You used to be a councillor, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. How long ago?
Oh, I can't remember how long ago. I was a councillor for 26 years.
I know, yeah.
And I started off in Wythenshawe.
Yeah.
And won badly in 1978.
Do you miss it?
Tourist.
Do you miss the cut and thrust of politics?
No, not really, because I'm still involved with the Labour Party locally, and we've got very good councillors, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't necessarily. I'm still involved to a degree, and I'm involved in quite a lot of things in Wythenshawe.
Yeah.
So, since my husband died, I've started to volunteer here at the library, where they have a Henshaw's group once a month for people with sight problems.
Yeah.
So, and my husband had sight problems, so we used to come, and he enjoyed being there, and there were a great crowd of people. And so when they restarted it, they stopped it for a while. When they restarted it, I offered to be the tea lady.
Oh, brilliant. Think of our radio setup. Do you like it?
I do.
It looks a bit futuristic, doesn't it? But
it does,
it's great.
because I, of course, many moons ago, I did the Queen's assessment for voluntary service.
Yes, that's true.
As a deputy lieutenant.
Yeah.
I'm here with the British Legion, with Northern and British Legion, because it's Armed Forces Week. So I've been sat outside of Tesco every other day, apart from today. We're a very active Legion. We've recently been to Arnhem.
I know, Chris was telling us, so that was good. So how many from Northern went?
8 of us. There were
That's
8 of us.
fabulous, isn't it? Yeah. That's a works trip and a half, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was lovely.
Are you happy where you live?
I'm very happy where I live. None of my children live in Wythenshawe or near me at all. One lives in Germany and the other one lives in a little village called Addingham. But my neighbours are fantastic. My neighbours are absolutely fantastic. I just met that lady in the toilet, and she'd rung me on Monday to see if I needed anything. She lives in the next street to me. She doesn't live in my street, so it's just...
I think that's the thing about Wythenshawe is the community aspect.
Absolutely.
I think it is very much connected. I mean, I often say, when I walk through Civic and I see young women's faces, and I think I recognise them, but actually it's probably the mum or the gran I recognise from years ago. You feel familiar and connected here. And I think that's the theme that's come through when I've asked, are you happy where you live? And most people have said, yes, with one or two caveats, but yes, they are. Yeah.
I have no caveats about where I live. In fact, my husband, before he died, said to me, "I'm so glad you forced me to come and live." Now, I didn't force him to come and live there. We came to live here because he worked at the adult centre for people with learning disabilities. but his mother and father were in the nursing home next to St Luke's.
Yes.
And so when we were moving, we lived in a big house in Wythenshawe, and when we were moving, it made sense to look in this area. And my cousin lives on Longley Lane, and she saw this house up for sale, and we walked in. As soon as we walked in, decided that was what we wanted. And I've been very happy there ever since.
So, what would you do to improve your neighbourhood? Is there any improvements that you can see? Do you think it needs improving in any way?
I would only say one thing, that when we first came, and that's 29 years ago now, we used to say, look how tidy everywhere is, look how there's not a speck of litter anywhere. It was wonderful. Now every day since we have been outside of Tesco, Terry has been using a litter picker to pick up the litter and put it in the bins, and he had to go and ask Tesco to empty some of the bins because it was all over the place. And so I think
that is a theme that's come through about cleanliness and maintenance,
throwing things out. Not
disposable society.
That's right.
That's
right. And I think that one of the other things that and sitting as I did, that you notice more is the disregard of motorists about where they go onto the pavement, and they just, they don't have any regard.
Pavements are for pedestrians. Yes, that should be a slogan.
Yes, that's a very good slogan. Actually.
Pavements are for pedestrians.
Yes, that's exactly a very good slogan. But I think we've got excellent facilities. Being here has reminded me of years ago when I was a councillor, and I had responsibility for leisure services, of course, for the theatre here and the pool. And I think, well, we could make more of it. Do you think that? Have you had a lot of that?
Yeah, that's another theme. And also going back to like the theatre, because my kids went to the pantomimes, like grandchildren go to pantomimes, even if you've moved the area, that sort of pantomime stays in your head when you come back. And I think the youth theatre that they had here was fabulous, and and was so instrumental in starting off lots of people's careers in the arts.
What's important to you about your area you live?
Very, very good. Chairman, very good boss.
Yeah.
Very, very good rubbish sorry man is every Tuesday, and he's a very kind man.
Safety. The kind of one that you go outside and don't feel scared about your family. Especially a lot of these kids going on bikes, chased by police.
It's important to feel connected and feel comfortable where you live.
Good to catch up on old friends I used to work with all those years ago. Making exceedingly good cakes.
The environment, the trees, keeping the place tidy.
Shops, the trouble is that a lot of them are shutting because of the high rents.
I'm quite excited about the Culture Hub, although that's a holding name. It's just a name that was put on it for the design of it.
And I would like to be involved in that because of my background in culture still. I mean, I'm still, I chaired the board when Manchester was City of Drama, and I'm still involved with lots of theatres. It's a shame we haven't got a theatre here anymore.
Well, we're going to have a theatre, a 200-seat theatre, so that would be good.
Wonderful.
And I do know from the past 18 months since the Creative Space has been around, probably nearly 2 years now actually, there are so many creatives in Wythenshawe that are creating content for radio, podcasts, drama, music, comedy, the lot. And so we're going to have very shortly around this Pride in Place research that we're doing. So for one night on July the 17th, here in the Creative Space, you've got a mic for 5 minutes. What do you want to say? What do you want to do? Who do you want to impress? What do you want to talk about in terms of your community or your creative career or whatever?
And do you know what's really good news too? Our very own Eamon O'Neill has just been made the Vice Lord Lieutenant of Greater Manchester.
And he is also the chair of the Pride in Place.
I know he is.
Yeah,
I know he is. Yes, because I was with him when he was appointed the Vice Lord Lieutenant.
So we bumped into him yesterday and had a little chat about all things Wythenshawe, With this funding that's coming in through Pride in Place, what do you think would have the most impact on communities?
I think that's a very difficult one for me to say because I'm obviously on my way out and not my way in. I've been coming here since I was a little girl because you know my Auntie Eileen.
Eileen
Stockton.
Oh yeah, me and Eileen. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I know Eileen, how I first got to know her while we're telling stories at Story Day. I used to be in the police at Brownlow Road. I was probably one of the first policewomen at Brownlow Road Police Station. I was a policeman lady. That's how I was described.
Oh, well.
A policeman lady.
How we moved on.
Yes. So, but she was on my beat and I got to know her.
Yes.
And she was my brew shop, so if I was ever around and was a bit thirsty, and we went in and had a cuppa with her. And then her son went out with my sister's best friend, and then so we just stayed. And then also I worked at the airport years later, and she was working in the airport. And
yes, she worked at the hotel. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean about the connectedness. You're just so. If you live in Wythenshawe, you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, and you're connected in some way.
Yes, and she's always from where she moved when they first got married to here. She's always lived here. She's never lived anywhere else.
Yeah. And so, she loves the history as well.
Oh, she loves the history of it, yes.
Yeah.
And yes, I think it's not for me to say, but I think we've got so much talent and creativity in this area. We need to use that opportunity to exploit it to the maximum.
Yeah.
And that creative space.
I want a Wythenshawe literary festival or a Wythenshawe drama festival or just a festival.
Something like that would be wonderful.
The hub could be, or whatever it's going to be called, could be the catalyst for that to happen. And people from all over. I mean, I'd love this theatre to become one of the GM Fringe venues. That would be brilliant to do that.
You might not remember, but the two young women who used to be the front of house for the theatre, I'm still in touch with them, and a couple of the guys who used to be the managers, and they would love to do something back here again.
Yeah.
You know, we're all older and we're all doing things.
Well,
they've got lots of
like one mic only. Do you want some more?
What a good idea!
Do you want to give you a couple more? There we are.
What a good idea!
While we're networking.
That's lovely. I'll do that.
Okay, brilliant.
How do you feel about where you live?
At the moment, it's not safe.
I don't feel safe.
Getting a lot of gangs hanging around.
Police are always about.
I've never felt unsafe in Wythenshawe.
I mean, I've reported to the police a few times about drug dealing going on. I won't go out at night.
My mum don't trust me outside. It's like she thinks that something's going to happen to me, and I understand why.
Wythenshawe is a beautiful place to live.
I don't know, well, we have got some good parks.
It's neglected at the moment. There's lots of litter everywhere. There's weeds everywhere.
I like living in Wythenshawe because of how green it is, and I often go out for walks sometimes.
It's a nice area, but it's being let go to ruin sort of thing.
Well, Kath, it's been really lovely speaking to you. Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome.
And I love how we made the connections. I mean, I've been sat out here this morning and I made so many connections with people I've not seen for ages. So I think it's true, if you stand still and just stop somewhere for a period of time, you see people you've not seen for ages.
That's perfect. And it's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, people, and it's amazing how the Legion has attracted people, not just here today, but when we were outside of Tesco, who were saying, oh, I didn't know that you had a British Legion. I thought it went when the building went down.
They just associate British Legion with the building, which is a nice big block of flats now.
Did Chris tell you that we had a dance at the cricket club last night?
Oh, no.
We had a disco at the cricket club last night. And that was good. So it's, it's expanding, it's broadening itself. Yeah. And we've got some nice members who are all happy to do
that's good.
Their own bit.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been lovely to see you.
Yeah. you're not a resident, but tell me your history. Were you born in Wythenshawe?
I was born in Wythenshawe. I was born in Woodhouse Park. My mum and dad sadly not with us anymore, but we're a family of 7 children, and all born and bred in Woodhouse Park. My sister still lives there, and she still lives in the family home. But most of us have moved out, not very far. I'm in Chinclin, my brother's in Gatley and Cheadle. So I gravitate back towards Wythenshawe. I'm here most days.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about then the Wythenshawe Amateur Swimming Club. Tell me if I don't know anything about it.
Well, the swimming club was established just after the war, believe it or not, 1953, and it's got a lot of history. Just let me add, I've not been here since 1953, but just by chance I got talking to somebody one day, and he asked me if I was interested in supporting the club as a volunteer, so I came along on a Friday night, and that was in 1990, and I'm still here. So just started off helping the kids, being on the pool side, and then developed into a teacher, and then we got some funding to help with the costs, and then became a lifeguard, and now I'm actually, for my sins, I'm the chairperson of the club. And one thing, it's a great club, and it's great for the kids of Wythenshawe and surrounding area. They're not just coming from Wythenshawe, coming from Heel Green, Stockport, Hips, Cheadle, and I noticed there was a gap for children with special needs. So myself and a friend of mine, Joe Pullen, set up a session on a Saturday morning for children with special needs, and that's been going since 2006. So fortunately, we're very lucky with the centre here. They provide the pool time for us, so there's no cost to us for the pool.
And that's the Forum Swimming?
The Forum Leisure Centre. So the various organisations that have run the leisure centre here, so now it's Everyone Active, and it's been Manchester Active, it's been Better Together. There's a trust involved in the leisure centre here, and because of the involvement of the trust and what we were providing to the society and surrounding area, they said there would be no cost, and they would provide not only just the pool hire, but also they provide the lifeguards, which is obviously essential for a swimming session. So that's how it got off the ground. So we still have costs, of course. We have we do have our own lifeguards on the pool side, which is extra support, because a lot of these children, because of their unfortunately their disability, they do have to be taken a little bit more care of in the water, and sometimes we have to provide water support. So we do have some costs, and we have costs associated with running the club, which is insurance costs, safeguarding costs, checks, for DBS police checks. So all of that together, we do have to make a small charge of £10 a month for the kids to swim for an hour on a Saturday morning. And because we're affiliated to Swim Club, we also charge a membership. But again, this membership, it's a not-for-profit club. The money, any money that we have surplus, goes into buying equipment like life jackets, swimming aids, and then once a year we might put an event on for the children around Christmas time. So whatever associated costs, we use up the money for that. So hopefully, come at the end of the year, we're starting again with a clean sheet and then just collecting club fees.
So obviously you're a volunteer.
Yes.
So do you need more volunteers?
As well as the disability club and the main club, I would say that is our biggest problem. Attracting volunteers. In the main club, we've got over 100 members, and we have one paid coach. We have 3 sessions a week, and the fees are very reasonable. But getting people to help on the pool side, or not even on the pool side, away from the pool on an administration level, is very, very difficult. And sometimes some sessions there's maybe only 2 or 3 of us on the pool side, and it's the same 2 or 3 people doing all the work. And that's not everybody. People that are bringing the children here, they will offer some support, but we need more volunteers, and certainly on a Saturday morning, especially with children with additional needs, we do need more people.
Could you give me your contact details then now on air, and we can share that with our listeners?
It's the Wythenshawe Swimming Club. If you come along to the forum, ask any of the reception staff to inquire about the club, the times, etc. And if you want to contact me direct, my phone number is 0758 665 1848, and my email address is Catherine with C .pollitt@yahoo.co.uk. And we also have a Facebook page, and you can find us on Facebook. You can send me a message directly on Facebook if that's preferred.
So that would be Wythenshawe Swimming Club?
Wythenshawe Amateur Swimming Club.
Wythenshawe Amateur Swimming Club, okay.
Yes.
What would have the biggest impact in your area?
Being brought up in Manchester, unless you can throw a punch, kick a ball or play a guitar, there's not really that much for you.
There's a boxing gym next to me, so I can obviously go there. But that's not something I'm interested in, so it would be good to have something like where I can go and socialise with other people and just like watch the world go by.
The best bands, the best footballers, the best boxers all come from communities like this.
When the market closed down, that was a big blow. I mean, they should have kept the market open.
It's a shame it's lost its market. It's disgusting.
When they moved the market to where the so-called location of it is now, that's when it killed it. The market never really recovered, did it? So
maybe some more clothes shops.
Different shops.
We have only limited clothes shop here, right?
I like to see a lot more independent traders coming in as well.
If you put more money into that and getting better shops and restaurants and the nightlife, and it looks more modern and up to date, then people might take pride in the area more.
I say a youth club. People is very nice.
Yeah.
Many people come. Shopping centre very nice.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
There's a little hub in Stockport that you can speak to somebody about your finances or. That would be handy here. Yeah.
I think the funding should be spent on better schools, better parks for the kids, more events. So bonfire night, bring bonfire night back to Wythenshawe Park.
If you had a magic wand today, what would give your swimming club the most impact if you could access any of this funding?
Well, I think when we first set up the disability club in 2006, it was very, very popular and had a waiting list. Unfortunately, since COVID, the numbers have dwindled a little bit, and I don't think a lot of people know about us, so we need more awareness out there. So we are a small club on the disability element. We don't have our own website. I'd love it if somebody could set up a website for us and actually, maintain it a little bit, because as I said earlier, we don't have volunteers, and also I'm finding some of the people that are coming to us, even though the fees are what I consider nominal amounts, some people can't afford that. And I think if there was any funding, if there was a funding associated with with swimming in general, that people could apply for, maybe to cover the membership fee or even some of the session fees. Swimming is a life skill. We want to get those kids safe in the water, and it's so sad if somebody can't afford the £10 a week and they can't bring their children to swim. So we need funding and we need greater awareness of what we're offering. There's very little in Manchester. We are the only centre that I know of. I think the aquatics in Manchester run a similar session, but there's very little in Wythenshawe. In fact, I don't know of any. The nearest one to us would be Seashell Trust, and to go there is very expensive to pay for lessons.
So what would have the biggest impact on your club if you could access any of the Pride in Place funding?
If we could access some money, I think it would bring more children to us. Definitely. So it's all about funding, really. Funding and just awareness, People come to us and they go, well, we didn't even know you had a session on a Saturday morning, and they've lived in Wythenshawe all their lives, and yet just by chance, maybe they've met somebody in school, and maybe opening up more awareness in schools, because We could do that, but we don't really have enough volunteers to do that.
We don't have the capacity to do that.
So yeah, I can speak to people, but I'm only one person and I can only reach out to so many people. So we need a bit more to come from schools initially. You know, there are lots of schools out there. We're a very inclusive club. And if somebody came to me and they said, well, it was the teacher or it was a friend of someone who swims with you, that is brilliant. That's all recommendation. So we definitely need greater awareness of what we are offering.
So we've got some really great call-outs here. So call-outs for volunteers on all sides, pool side, but also volunteers who might maintain a website.
On the administration side, yeah.
Yeah, admin, leading. So like you say, a website, someone to provide to design and host it for you. And also access to funding that would make more accessible for Wythenshawe children.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you do Sail East as well, don't you? But we're talking about investments to have impact on Wythenshawe kids. So that's part and parcel. So could you just give me your details again, slowly, and spell out your surname so that we've got that on air?
So it's Wythenshawe Amateur Swimming Club. My name is Catherine Pollitt, and the surname is Pollitt. My email is catherine.pollitt@yahoo.co.uk, and my mobile is 0758 665 1848. If you've got children and you want to get them into swimming, give me a call, send me an email. If it's the disability club or the main club, we will arrange a free trial. You're under no obligation to join. Let's just get the children in the water and see what we can do.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for your time, and I think it's really important that we collect this information, even though you yourself personally aren't based in Wythenshawe. You are investing your time and your energy and your skills in Wythenshawe, and we need to share that far and wide. So thank you very much, Catherine.
Thank you, Marie, for inviting me today.
Guess what? My father was a bus driver up here. My mother and father lived in Gorton, facing Bellevue. They came to live up here because my dad was a bus driver up here, and he said, he didn't know he was talking to the chief rentman, and he said, I'd love a house up here. He said, well, go to the Manchester Town Hall and say that Mr. Daniels has sent you, and within 3 days we got the first tenancy in Overdale Road, facing St. Luke's Church. Next door neighbour, I've got 3 girls, and one of the girls have got my dad's house now. They live in it and everything. And when I go up and stop the car and show my son-in-law where I used to live, they all come out and wave to me.